Excuse me, please, Mr. Pharmacist. These supplement pills? I think my cat may have swallowed one. What should I do? Half a pill? Half a pill would kill a man. Oh, danke schön. My name is Tilly Wedekind. I have a bottle of poison. What you are about to see is real. The Deutsche Kaiser Hotel. A room, please. A single. Just for one night. The name's Wedekind. Frau Wedekind. Nein. It's niemand. Nobody. Frau. Nobody. Gute Nacht, my little girls. Cadidia. Pamela. Gute Nacht, Frank Wedekind. Didn't you always tell me easy living people go easily to their deaths? But I don't go easily. I leave with a broken heart. My sister, she retired one afternoon as we took tea in the adjoining room. Then she let out a scream that froze her blood to ice. She'd cut her throat and gutted out her life. She suffered unrequited love. Now you see there her blood stain on the carpet by the chair. What makes her life so cheap? What makes her tears so tidal? Drowning her so deep in thoughts of suicide. All confidence is lost, yet everybody hides their sorrow at our family suicide. My mother, she was sewing father's shirt when memories of my sister seized her heart. She drew the cotton from the needle, then you see she swallowed it and followed it with 3. The pain the needles caused, my mother tried to hide, till they lodged within her kidneys and she died. What makes her life so cheap? What makes her tears so tidal? Drowning her so deep in thoughts of suicide. All confidence is lost, yet everybody hides their sorrow at suicide. Tilly Neves. Tilly Wedekind. Tilly Nobody. Trouble started. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the zoo, where man and beast look claw and jaw, and woman does too. It's the first night of Frank Wedekind's play, Pandora's Box, and I'm playing the leading role of Lulu. I'm only 18, but I've been acting for years. It's the last act, and I'm waiting in the wings with Herr Frank Wedekind himself. He's not only the author of the piece, also a very famous actor. Plays this wonderful man, yet not handsome, quite thick-set, like a small mountain. And he's shaking. The actor playing Jack the Ripper has got stage fright. So I kiss him backstage. And we make our entrance. Night after night I see in my dreams the man for whom I was created, and who was created for me. Was that you, Frank Wedekind? Was I created for you? Or did you create me? Is that what happened tonight at Emil Holitzer's? We're at the house of the famous artist, Emil Holitzer. He's painting a portrait of me in a Pierrot costume. It's the main prop in both of Frank's Lulu plays, Pandora's Box and Earth Spirit. In Act 1 of Earth Spirit, the artist Schwarz is painting Lulu as a Pierrot. But during the sitting, Schwarz takes his chances. What you trying to do? You can't catch me, not in this Pierrot costume. All the kingdoms of the world lie there at my feet. Mine, there's a deep ditch. Don't fall in. How do I feel? Like I've fallen in a river. Which is colder, the river or my heart? That's the play. The night at Emil Holitzer's, Frank Wedekind is also there. After dinner, I go up to the studio to put on my Pierrot costume, and suddenly in bursts Herr Wedekind, and he takes his chances. What you trying to do? You can't catch me, not in this Pierrot costume. Mind, there's a deep ditch. Don't fall in. How do I feel? Like I've fallen in a river. No, I'm not going to kiss you. You smell of tobacco. Suddenly Herr Wedekind stops in his tracks. But this is the first act of Earth Spirit, he cries. Why do you write such stupid plays, I reply. Why did I say that? If Frank's plays are stupid, then I must be stupid because I am Frank's plays. No, Frank's plays are my life, but did I become Lulu, or was Lulu already me? Maybe it's both. Maybe that's why I excel as Lulu. Whoa! While I never presents Lulu with a playful, teasing ease, she's naive in her depravity, bewitching little tease. She's a gorgeous little animal who captivates and glitters, unreserved recognition for such gorgeous little titties. But as for Herr Wedekind, yes, as for Herr Wedekind, yes. As for Herr Wedekind, he writes me a letter. Dear Fräulein Neves, I congratulate you on your success as Lulu. I no longer have the inclination for us to play together. I can take no competition with me. I understand. I'm very logical. After all, I'm an unknown actress and he's a national icon. So, I go back to Frankfurt, and Frank works on his play, Hidala. But it's not enough. I want to climb that small mountain. Dear Herr Wedekind. Too formal. Dearest Frank. Too intimate. Dear Herr Wedekind. It is not nice that you are not taking care of me. I found you very impressive. My director said that your director might work with me. It is not easy for me to write personally to your director, so I write to you instead. Did I write Frank into my life, or did he write me into his? Who knows, but abracadabra! October 18th, Tilly Neves arrives in Berlin to star in Frank Wedekind's Hidala. October 19th, Tilly and Frank go to dinner together. She goes back to his place. October 28th, Tilly now Wedekind's mistress. November 23rd, Tilly and Frank pose nude for a photographer. December 10th, Tilly and Frank have menage à trois with actress Ida Orla. Tilly lets Frank beat her with a riding crop. Is this the right chord, Frank? You're the master, you command. Just one slap from your manly hand. Blood comes rushing through my bloodless cheek. Hit me, hurt me, make me weak. It's here inside me, fuel the fire. Raging devil called desire. Whatever he wanted, I gave him pleasure, for that was the bond that would bind us together. I have to make a choice about you, to form you in art or to love you. You're a very talented man, Mr. Wedekind. Surely you can do both. At the end of the evening, Frank took Ida home. After you left, I felt dead. Completely empty. That's not possible. He doesn't believe in your talent. He doesn't believe you're capable of becoming an actress. Pah! Women are actresses by nature, because no woman can keep a man happy by being sincere. But do I really want to be an actress? Do I really want to be famous? I have no idea what kind of courage I will need. Frank, these are not my words. They're yours from your play, music. They sound like my words, but they're not. Yes! I'm on fire! I'm in love with my own destiny! Yes, Frank's right. I am in love with my own destiny. We're at a theatrical event in honor of our great poet, Heinrich Heine. Frank's written a prologue. He's performing it himself. It's about me. He's written a dedication to me. I sit in the stalls and I feel elated. After the performance, we all go out for champagne. Yes, champagne. Richard Weinheppel, the famous composer. Delighted. I've heard so much about you. Oh, I'm not flirting, Frank. I'm just being polite. What's the matter, Frank? Yes, of course I like the dedication. Thank you. I said thank you. Oh, stop it, Frank. If you carry on like this, you're so cruel. No, Frank, stop it. If you carry on, I will do something. I don't know what. Maybe this. You see, that's how much your insults hurt me. Good, fine. Let's go home. I'm ready. What did you say, Richard? Watch out, she'll kill herself. Where are we going? Oh, I don't want to go back to my lodgings. Let's go to your lodgings. There, you see? Your big, plump bed. Where are you going, Frank? Don't leave me. He'll come back in a minute. He'll come back in a minute. Frank? Don't tell me you've gone to a bar for a glass of beer. How can you do that? How can you torment me so? Oh, snow falling from heaven. Suddenly Frank returns. He sees the feathers everywhere and he bursts into a fury. He grabs some of my photographs from his sideboard, smashes the glass, and stamps on my face. No! Crash! The oil lamp! My photographs! Fire! Fire! I seized a moment and ran out of his apartment. I'm half naked, but I can't bear it any longer. I ran out of the building, across the street, and down the stone steps to the river spree. I leap straight in. Ah! Ah! Which is colder, the river or his heart? Help! Help! Arms stretched towards me. It's the boatman who hauls me out of the freezing water as Frank runs down the stone steps. They wrap me up in Frank's coat, and they carry me up to his lodgings. Frank kneels by the bedside and weeps the whole night through. Don't weep, Frank. Don't weep. I have a massive burn on my upper arm where the hot glass cylinder of the oil lamp must have stuck to me, and I didn't even notice. It's a wonder I didn't burn myself to a cinder. The next morning, Frank sits on the bed and he says, "Will you marry me?" Oh. Say the right thing, Tilly. Say the right thing. Yes. And thus we are engaged. A dream. Or is it a nightmare? Should I marry him? Shouldn't I marry him? Is this marriage a huge threat to my precious independence? After all, he's 22 years older than me, and I'm like wax in his hands. But if I don't marry Frank, who am I, Tilly who? And if I do marry Frank, Frau Frank Wedekind, wife of the famous author? Should I open this Pandora's box? I love, I honor, I obey. I obey. I obey. Till death us do part. And now for the execution. Our wedding feast. A picnic at Munich Zoo. The music. The snarling and cackling of wild animals. A honeymoon, a trip to Nuremberg. Well, I suppose you could call it a honeymoon. Its real purpose was our guest performance in Frank's new play, Death and the Devil. Marry me, and for once in your life, the superhuman sacrifice a woman's love is capable of. All I want of my marriage is to lie at your feet and to listen to you. Nuremberg already. What time is it? 4 o'clock in the morning. Oh. We take a carriage straight to our hotel, where we're greeted by the night porter. Herr Wedekind and daughter, is it? Already our marriage is not going well. We go up to our room, Frank goes inside. Out in the corridor, I bump into a man. Oh, sir, excuse me. behavior is that surprising. It's 4 o'clock in the morning, I'm young, alone. Besides, I think he's a little bit tipsy. Frank, you'll never guess what happened just now.
What do you want me to do? Box the man's ears? Challenge him to a duel? Beat him up or what?
I had unwittingly painted the devil on the wall. The devil of jealousy and the death of our marriage. Is this the right fret, Frank? For the first years of our marriage, you would laud me to the skies. Quite a most terrific creature with the most alluring eyes. But as fast as you could praise me, and as high as you could raise me, you would throw me to the depths of the abyss with the tenderness and softness of a kiss. When I glimpsed the truest colors of your heart, there was an overflowing loving at the start. But you thought that if you gave me even half a chance, I would lead you on a merry, daring dance. So you train me like a tiger with your most unyielding sticks. You shouldn't fear me, you should love me, you would say. And I told you my activities and wrote on little cards every movement I was making, every moment of the day, because I honor you and cherish and obey.
Train a wife properly and she'll support her husband twice as easily as he can support her. As long as he handles the intellectual side and defends the moral fiber of the family. Even at the Torgestube with your poets and your artists, I can barely raise my eye before the accusations fly. I feel we're sitting on a powder keg, and all that's left's for me to beg forgiveness for the things I didn't do, and to offer my apologies for only loving you. If I cannot idolize my wife, then let her go and take her own life.
Really, Frank? Is that what you want? Or are you just quoting from your play, Castle Wedekind? Oh, you know that I want what you want. My life is your life. I want so much to make your life peaceful, your home beautiful. I shall try to be an ideal wife for you. I shall even put a rubber on the heels of my boots so you don't hear me walking around the apartment. See? Adele! Shush, Adele! We mustn't wake Herr Wedekind. You know how late he sleeps, and you know how easily he's disturbed. No, he's not in good humor at the moment. Oh, I don't know. I think he's unhappy that I'm at rehearsals every day. Does he not understand I'm still in a 5-year contract? Perhaps once an ideal husband opens, he'll be far happier. Yes, Adele, I do get to see Harry Walden every day. I know he's much adored, but he's also a very fine actor. Yes, that's right. I play the girl he falls in love with. No, I'm sure Herr Wedekind isn't happy about that either, but it's my job, Adele. Herr Wedekind understands I'm an actress. Sometimes we have to act falling in love with other men. Yes, of course it's much easier when the man is as charming as Harry Walden. No, Frank, please don't leave me. Say the right thing, Tilly, say the right thing. I'll break my contract. I'll pull out of an ideal husband. Oh, so what if it's a huge success? So what if it could change my whole career? It doesn't matter. We're only just married. Besides, we're having a baby, Frank. Yes, a baby. Let's just draw a veil over the whole proceedings. My darling Frank, I love you very much.
Frank is my life. Frank is my voice. I love him very much. There is no point in my helping other playwrights to become successful. It is more important for both of us that Frank's plays are successful. I understand that. I'm very logical. Everything that I have gained independently as an artist, everything that I have gained independently as an artist, everything I have gained independently is preferably forgotten. I have become a person only through Frank. Besides, you're a very erotic man, Frank Wedekind. Very handsome, very charming. And you know so well how to create appealing situations. How do you know, Frank Wedekind? How do you know? Is it your lifelong devotion to the selfless worship of sensual pleasure? You affect me very strongly, Frank Wedekind. Very strongly indeed. And in return, I put on boots and costumes, and I know what happens. Tilly's high boots don't let you sleep, do they, Frank Wedekind? My red boots and my buckskin boots. And then, when I dance for you, and I dance, 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 I'm sorry. It's not your fault you don't give me satisfaction. I just can't seem to reach the reduction. Oh, it's not you. I find you very attractive. The thing is, acting for me has always had a lot to do with erotic stimulation. Well, you know that. It is for you, too. And when I find an actor attractive, scenes on the stage inevitably become more intense. Pah! The free love market, where the tigress celebrates her triumph. Frank, things only happen on the stage. Every time I've been unfaithful, he's found me twice as beautiful. No, stop it, Frank. These are not my words. They're yours from your play, Castle Wedekind. Things only happen on the stage, in front of an audience. The first time I broke my marriage vows, that was the saddest. Oh, stop it, Frank. These are not my words. Behind the scenes, everything is gone. What am I supposed to do? You write these parts for me. And then when night after night you leave me alone to the early morning hours, I know where you go, Frank. I smell their perfume. Women for you are either holy or whores. Holy or whores. And which am I, Frank? Holy? Whore? Or clown? As Frank quoted the words of Clara for me in his play Music. My whole life is a comedy. This is how it really is in hell. Oh, look, Frank. It's Lulu. What you trying to do? You can't catch me, not in this Pierrot costume. All the kingdoms of the world lie there at my feet. Mine is a deep ditch. I'm falling. Falling. How do I feel?
What do I say next, Frank? Frank? Please don't silence me. Frank? Please don't leave me. He's gone again. He's gone. Say the right thing, Tilly. Say the right thing.
My darling Frank, I am powerless against my own self-loathing. Please come back to Munich and help me to figure out who I am.
No reply.
There is nothing that I want to write. I have written to you in my utmost despair everything that torments me, and you write, there is nothing that I want to write. There is so much that I want to tell you, to prove my true love, but how do I know how you will interpret it?
I regret I wasn't drowned when I jumped into the river.
I am taunted as a cuckold. People make a mockery of me because of your previous love affairs.
Things only happened on the stage, Frank. In plays you wrote for me and cast me in.
If you don't understand this, Tilly, it makes no sense my coming back to Munich. With best regards, F.W. No telegram, please.
No telegram. Today I ran back and forth like a mad woman in my room. I wrote a letter of 6 pages, which I don't dare send for fear of being misunderstood. Say the right thing, Tilly. Say the right thing. Oh, I will write to you of your 2 little girls, your children, whom you adore. And they adore you too, Frank. I may not leave this apartment for a while. Who knows if I can even leave this bed? I'm afraid of having a breakdown caused by these experiences.
Have you tried dancing?
Your suggestion that I tried dancing. It's not even worth talking about. 22 letters, 6 postcards, 6 telegrams, 22 letters, 6 postcards, 6 telegrams, 22 letters, 6 postcards.
Must I be dead to prove that you mean all to me? Tilly Nevers? Tilly Wedekind? Tilly Nobody? Whoever you want, Frank. Whoever you want. The Stone of Wisdom. Frank's one-act play. A fantasy bird. Frank's fantasy. 4 different parts I play. 3 of them boys. In all of them, I show my legs.
It always causes a stir, doesn't it, Frank? People are used to it in the circus, but not in the theater. You love the circus, don't you, Frank? And you love making me show my legs. The 4th part. A demon creature. La Maya. Nightmare. I wear this short little skirt that sticks out like a bell. And I balance on a ball which rolls across the stage.
because it's very difficult. I train every day under Frank's strict control. Is this the right key, Frank?
So you train me like a tiger with your most unyielding sticks, and I split my bones and muscles till I exercise the splits. I take singing, I take dancing, and I study all your balance. You measure me and note down what I weigh. I'm the ideal of a woman that you molded from your clay. You control my mind and body every day. And you dress me up in costumes and you tell me what to say. And I put our girls in children's homes whenever we're away. Because I honor you and cherish and obey. Woo!
If I wanted to, but I know it's far more advantageous to be Mrs. Tilly Frank Wedekind than Miss Tilly Neves, a middle-aged actress in a mediocre theater. And so we go on our endless guest tours, and my world rolls obediently beneath Frank's feet. Berlin, Dresden, Graz. Frank gets bad notices, I get good notices. Hello, girls. Goodbye, girls. Frankfurt, Leipzig, Köln. Frank gets bad notices, I get weak notices. Hello, girls. Goodbye, girls. Stuttgart, Zurich, Prague. Frank gets bad notices, I get bad notices. Stop it! Stop it! Why do you condemn us as actors? Frank had taught me about diction and articulation and a lot of other skills, and I found that I became cramped and stilted and unnatural, and I found that I got... So sorry, everybody. I have no idea what I said next. When we talk about diction, articulation, and all those again. Line. Stage management. Anybody? Somebody just tell me what to say. Throw me a line. I'm falling into the abyss. Lost somewhere between the actor and the character and the void. The black void. All my authentic talents which used to bring me success are blocked, censored. Censorship. Frank's one-act play, written especially for me. A Pandora's box of a very different kind. My whole life, dragged up, spewed out. My mother's melancholia, my father's infidelities, my own desire to become an actress, my leap into the river spree, my lack of sexual fulfillment, even the menage a trois with Ida Orloff, the intimacy that he veiled from me in private, he displayed unashamedly for the public. Yes, everything was displayed, including my body, far more of my legs than ever before. Nothing at all was censored. then, darling. Would you like me to ride around the room on your walking globe? Does that not entertain you anymore? Am I worth nothing to you without an adoring audience? Oh, Khadija, how you humiliate yourself to endure living with me. I would like doing it if I thought that I could be useful to you, but the more I change myself in accord with all your wishes, the less I mean to you. Sometimes you don't even see me when I'm sitting right in front of you. Khadija, let me explain. In Palermo, I saw a dancer who danced on an elastic wire. Beneath her feet and thighs were fastened glinting knives, and her eyes were flashing with desire. As she danced across the swinging cable, the young girl took off all her clothes. Then she flipped 3 somersaults high in the air, and then she landed gently smiling in innocent repose. And I see you as you sit there. I see your breast, your legs, your lips, your hips, your hair. I see you, you're as alive as the girl who walked the tightrope above the glinting knives. And this was the character that our husband had created for us? This cracked reflection of our distorted self? And we were willing to play this creature. We're an actress. It's our survival. After all, without Frank Wedekind, who are we? Without Frank's words, we had nothing to say. Try and say the right thing, Tilly. Try and say the right thing. Darling. Husband. Frank. Have we nothing to say to each other unless it's your carefully crafted dialogue? And yet, strangely, it's through Frank's use of our words that we finally free ourselves. On stage as Khadija in censorship, we're no longer falling. We're flying. Flying from a dark cage towards the light. And every night there's thunderous applause. And we're lauded by the critics like never before. We're sorry you don't come out so well, Frank. After my death, you will have a wonderful life, so much money and my wonderful reputation. No, Frank, that is not true. After your death, the girls and I will be sad. Do you hear me? Sad! I'm sorry, darling. Forgive me. You should perhaps know that Frank has been seriously ill for quite some years. It's his appendix wound. It won't heal. What with the war and the rationing, we can't always get what we need. Very few people know of his illness, not even our 2 little girls. Several times he's been close to death, but each time he works relentlessly. We must all forgive him. He's a great man, a true artist. What's that, Frank? You want to go away? Where? To Bavaria? What do you mean? Say the right thing, Tilly. say the right thing.
I understand. I'm very logical. He wants to go away alone. He's talking about divorce. What have I done to deserve this? What have I done? Oh God, oh God, oh God, give me the strength to be just a little bit happy. Whip me. That's what I need. Whip me and make it stop. Make the fire in my head stop. You see, Frank, those are your words from your plays, but now they're mine. You made them mine. Where do your words end and my own thoughts begin? Who am I, Frank? Who is Tilly Wedekind?
Tilly's too depressed. I have given her parts to another actress.
What?
I have given your parts to another actress.
What?
I have given your parts.
Can't do that. Those are my words, my lives. What will I say without my parts? This is the greatest hurt you could ever inflict on me, Frank Wedekind. You have broken our contract. You have betrayed me entirely. Say the right thing, Tilly. Say the right thing.
Shut up, Tilly. This is the right thing.
I have put my life, my talent, my whole career entirely at your disposal. Not to mention my body.
Was all of it for nothing? Was my sacrifice for nothing?
You have given my parts to another actress because Tilly is too depressed. Isn't any water?
A great injustice has been done to me. I have been left out in the cold.
So quiet. Without him. So peaceful. What do you think about what he's done to us? Me too. No, already? Frank will return, and all our troubles will start all over again. That I can no longer endure. I would rather die. I would rather die. The supplement pills, the ones I dissolve in water to bathe his appendix wound. Where are they? Oh, here. Poison. See? Stop! The Deutsche Kaiser Hotel, where this plane started. Who was? I don't know. Hours, days. Finally, my sister. An ambulance to the psychiatric hospital. A madhouse. The room so small, the windows barred, the door no keyhole. No, don't take my wedding ring. Of course I won't swallow it. I'm not mad. Please, Frank, stop pacing. So giddy, so giddy, so giddy. Please, Frank, please, don't come here anymore. Finally, my sister again. Another ambulance, this time to the sanatorium. The pain, the thirst, unquenchable. My skin, my skin. No, don't bathe
Finally, nature helps herself. Out through my skin comes the poison. Every day I'm rubbed with oils, and the room is covered in skin, like snow. The skin on my hands is as hard as parchment. One day, I pull it off like a pair of gloves. The lines of my life are mapped upon it. New skin beneath, as tender as a babe's. New skin on my hands. New life in my soul. No, Frank, I cannot come back to you. I don't want you near me right now. I know it's been 2 weeks, but I still don't want to see you. I know it's been 4 weeks, but now it's my turn to ask for a divorce. I have my choices now, my future, my career. Dear Herr Director Geheimstadt, I would very much like an engagement at your theater. I used to play Juliet and Viola and Ophelia. You see, Frank, I don't need your words anymore. I have Shakespeare and Schiller and Goethe. One day, I may even have words of my own. Each day, I grow stronger. And each day, I realize it's not entirely Frank's fault. My depression, it's not entirely Frank's fault. My sister was depressed. She cut her throat and gutted out her life. My mother was depressed. She swallowed it and followed it with 3. There is much that is great about Frank Wedekind. He's a true artist of a very flawed man. And he himself was in great pain. We cannot get divorced, Frank. As you yourself wrote in Earth Spirit, how can you get divorced when you've grown so much a part of one another that half of your own self would go too? Time! That's all I need. Time. And time indeed was passing. As Frank wrote, "My beloved Tilly, I am living in the same apartment in which I wrote Spring Awakening 20 years ago. The circle is closed. I will die this year. And despite all the trouble, despite all the pain, Tilly and Frank make love again. Our bodies are aching. Our hearts are entranced." Frank writes in his diary, "Tonight, Tilly danced." After days and nights of you not making love to me, yet putting all our privacy on show, as you take your final breath and as you stumble to your death, my darling, somehow we can't let each other go. Though the passion and the pain no longer lure me to the pleasures and the promises of night, still the way you used to taunt me seems to hunt me down and haunt me with the ghosts of some forgotten dark delight. Tilly dances and
And as she dances, she casts off all the veils of silence and despair. As Tilly dances, she takes her chances on a love that maybe was or wasn't there. Though the softness of our skin has turned to paper, and the glitter of our eyes has lost its shine, still the brushing of your lips against the curving of my hips, just for a moment, seems to kindle the divine. The beating of your heart is like an echo, and your rhythm like the oceans on the shores, and your breath against my skin holds the confessions of the sins of all those nights and all those arms of all those whores. Tilly dances, and as she dances, she casts off all the veils of silence and despair. As Tilly dances, she takes her chances on a love that maybe wasn't even there. Now I stand before you naked, like Salome before Herod, in a seven-veiled, voluptuated trance. I forgive you now, my darling, just hold back the break of morning. Let me dance, oh let me dance, oh let me dance, oh let me dance, oh let me dance. Please let me dance, my darling, dance. That night, I slept in our bed, in our apartment. Oh, Frank, you're dressed already. So early? The Nymphenburg? Isn't that where your doctor is? You're going into hospital again? I had no idea. Maybe I could come with you. I visited Frank almost every day. Sometimes I brought the children. His first operation went very well, and so I brought him flowers. Red, his favorite color. A few days later, they performed a second operation. Didn't go so well. And during the night, Frank came down with a fever.
Tilly! Tilly!
The next morning, they telephoned me. Complications, they said.
Tilly! Tilly!
In flying haste, I got myself together.
Tilly! Tilly!
I'm coming, Frank! I'm coming! Even outside the hospital and down the corridor, I could hear him calling.
Tilly! Tilly!
Frank! 3 or 4 doctors came in for a consultation, and I was sent outside. Then one of the doctors came outside to meet me. There is no longer any hope, he said. I left us alone. Ben had brought us champagne, just like in Earth Spirit when Dr. Schön asks Lulu for champagne just after she's fatally shot him. Frank asked me to feed him the champagne from my mouth. He breathed heavily. I held his hand. Oh, you're here, my darling Tilly. My darling Tilly. Suddenly, he started to breathe gaspingly. And then I was breathing gaspingly too. Then he didn't breathe anymore. Frank, with his gaze upon me, he had died. Tilly Nevers, Tilly Wedekind, Tilly Neiman, Tilly Nevers, Tilly Wedekind, Tilly Neiman, we don't know how to give it away. Tilly nobody. Say the right thing, Tilly. Say the right thing. Tilly's somebody. Ah. Tilly, somebody. I was over 80 years old when I wrote my memoirs. Lulu, the role of my life. Frank had been dead for nearly 50 years, but after several breakdowns, my young doctor suggested I write my story. Mood-lifting medicine, they called my treatment. Lulu, the role of my life. My own words, my own voice. Who was Lulu? Who was Tilly? An earth spirit, a spirit of nature, Pandora's box, the bringer of disaster. Maybe it's time to close the box, draw a veil over all that has passed, and leave inside a little ray of hope. Part 1. Tilly Nevers. I was born in April in 1886. I was wrapped in a baby's pillow, and on my little head I wore a veil. Since then I have always loved veils.